Hello and very good afternoon from Satv studio in our show International Affairs, a special edition. My name is Rashid Kanchan, will be your host, and I have a very distinguished panelist today. I have Major Imdadul Islam, who is very outspoken personality on especially Rohingya conflict and Rohingya repatriation. He has expertise on international affairs, global tariffs and trades, and international issues. And we have our international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho, and from Washington we will have Ambassador Norman Floyd Barnes. First, let me begin with international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho. You see the dimensions of the global news trending this morning. Many things happening, but still trades and tariffs and United States internal politics regarding the President Donald Trump's activities is leading the trending positions. What are the other topics you want to pick for today's discussion?
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanchan. Of course, a very warm welcome to Major Retired Imdadul Islam to be here as well. And a very good afternoon to our viewers. But let me bring everyone's attention to what has taken to storm in social media. Israeli Prime Minister decides to fully occupy Gaza while the Chief of Army Staff in Israel is thinking otherwise. He is thinking whether he should resign from his post given such warmongering effort coming from Benjamin Netanyahu. Aside from this, the Al-Qassam brigades, the armed Hamas wing, makes a conditional offer to allow food and medicine for the Israeli hostages who've been kept with Hamas ever since 2023 October 7. And of course, they are living in very dire conditions. And aside from this, India on Monday had pushed back on criticism by the US and EU over its continued trade with Russia, asserting that New Delhi will safeguard its national interests. Something like that you only say when you're caught between two superpowers.
As you raised the US tariff imposed on India, we will start from this subject. Trump has imposed steep tariffs on Indian and Chinese goods, calling both economies dead. My question to Major Imdad is, what are the potential repercussions of this rhetoric and policy for global trade stability and South Asia's economic future? We have to remember India has the largest business with United States of America.
Thank you very much, first of all, to having me in this program. Thanks a lot to Satv and especially to Mr. Kanchan, who is my presenter today. But this question is one of the now very wide circulated matters is discussed by the world community, because even a few days, last month also, we were in a position to know that United States and India is having very warm relationship. Especially the Modi, the Prime Minister of India, and Trump, the President of the United States of America. All of a sudden, we have seen that they have having a bone of content on tariff. And when United States of America, they have imposed tariff on India, it is even surprisingly more than Pakistan. 25%, and Pakistan is 19%.
Yes.
We are 20%. So that has given a lot of, you see, the surprise to be by the audience and as well as the concerned people. Why it is happening? Because reason is that Trump knows that India is the, one of the major crude buyer from Russia. And their concept is that this enabling Russia to fight in Ukraine, that's a financial the support, the way it is they are buying the crude. But the United States of America has created a lot of pressure on India not to import Russian crude. But it's we know that India, the amount of GDP they have, or their growth, so over 7% to 8-9%, it is due to the cheaper supply of crude from Russia, and they have the refinery to refine and to use it. So their economy is greatly, you see that boost up with the crude supply from the Russia. So it is from United States point of view, they are creating pressure and time in which India is repulsed. India has said that we are not agreeing, our national interest is first. Second thing, there, Joy Shankar, today I have seen in one of the NBC's program, the United States President is very much allergic about the Indian Foreign Minister Joy Shankar, because Joy Shankar is having a very clear stand on this international, his policy making, his foreign affairs policy. He said that they are thinking that their problem is our problem, but they are not thinking that our problem is their problem also. It's one-way traffic. Only they just passed Pilu to us, but they are not ready to get it again. So only one-sided. It's one-way traffic.
It's so not bilateral.
But not bilateral, not reciprocal, not reciprocal. So their problem is my problem. Okay, but we have also problem in this subcontinent. But India having
big
problem.
Question.
But they are not considering that our problem is their problem. So that there, it is not liked by the United States. Even Western, many, they are not liking it. Joy Shankar's position.
You know why I personally like the military professionals? They say the truth brutally. According to their
But it's a hard fact.
Yeah.
It's a hard fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Washington. Our Washington correspondent, Ambassador Norman Flatt Barnes, is joining us from Washington. Time is there at 4 a.m. in the morning. Good morning, Norman.
Good morning,
Bangladesh. Such a lovely appearance.
Satv and my distinguished panel.
Yeah, first of all, let me know there are so many things happening in Oval Office. President Trump himself is doing so many activities in White House, his colleagues, Senate and Congress, along with new issues in the high level trending in the United States. What are the latest you have from Washington, Mr. Norman?
Well, again, it's early morning here in Washington, D.C., but the word is buzzing regarding Texas and the situation about the restructuring, redistricting of the, how to put it, the different states. The situation right now is that everybody is very concerned and watching what's happening in the state of Texas. Yesterday they had a quorum. They could not have a quorum yesterday. They were supposed to vote on this new restructuring of the state in terms of the House seats. The Democrats did like they said. They left the state. There was not enough people there to have a vote, so they had to close their legal session yesterday. The governor, in his haste, issued a civil warrant for the arrest of the delegates, which is basically it's not enforceable. But instead, right now, the question is coming up now. We now, as they put it in Congress, we are at war. The Democrats and the Republicans are at war right now in terms of getting seats. The president has asked the governor in Texas to get additional seats. The other states are now counteracting, and they're looking at doing the same thing. So now we're looking at a gerrymandering war that's going on, which is not going to go away. It looks like we call it the new norm. This is Norman telling you the new norm has changed. So now we're looking at changing back and forth. So that is the word, the new norm.
All right, Mr. Norman, that's the inside United States, but around the globe, one very important news is just clocking to us. Washington is threatening very focusedly 100% tariffs on Chinese goods. My question is very articulated. Do you see this as part of a broader containment strategy toward China, particularly? How might this reshape supply chains in Asia?
Well, as my colleagues mentioned before, what affects one person affects the other. So what affects China, what affects you, affects the whole global supply chain. So this is going to have a profound effect on how we do things. We do a lot of trade with a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff we have the products and stuff comes from China some way, one way or another. So this is going to have a very lasting effect on how we do business, the cost of things, and again, the consumer, the U.S. consumer, will feel this effect.
Yes.
Very articulated response. I just want to put a comparative questions to Shamsul Alam Pantho, our international affairs commentator. You see, Brazil, South Africa, Russia, India and China are in big tariff threat, including other 68 countries, including Bangladesh as well. My question is, do you think this will disrupt the entire economic relationship with Trump's 2.0, which will put the Americans themselves into trouble in future?
Thank you for your question. Actually, it carries a huge significance. We've seen the nations that you just mentioned, they are of the alliance of the BRICS nations, something that has had the Americans very scared. Why I tell you this? The natural course of an economy and its growth is now going to be hampered by such a tariff package with almost one-third of the entire global country population. And not only so, we see that the Texas House moves to allow civil arrests, warrants for Democrats who fled state. What Mr. Norman was elaborating on, which really shows that the Republican Party, led by Donald Trump, is now silencing dissent or silencing the opposition Democratic Party in America. And not only so, this tariff package for 2025 and the outlook for America's market growth in the coming days may be hampered because of all these nations that have feared a tariff. They might now look forward to solutions which reduce their dependency on the greenback, the United States dollar. Of course, one of those countries, and I mentioned earlier on this show, how India had said that it's a matter of national interest in how we conduct business in crude with Russia. And of course, Russia has been in a long escalation in Ukraine, trying to claim back something that had belonged to them before Ukraine found independence. Of course, at this moment, the entire world remains volatile. And of course, America has a voice on all the major issues that pertains to our planet as well.
That's really alarming for us.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have some take on this particular issue.
Definitely.
And how Bangladesh has done, reduced from 37 to 20%. Are you satisfied with this?
Thank you very much. Actually, there is a button. If actually we are very much happy, apparently, that Bangladesh is only 20% tariff is imposed. But side by side, it is not yet to be clear that what other conditions the United States put. From our side, we have, that is, we got something that's 20%, even 5% less than India, though 1% more than Pakistan. That is, but what other condition from the other side? The wall has two sides. We are seeing one side of the wall. What is the other? Then NDA.
Let us be very honest. It is 25 Boeing.
25 Boeing airplanes?
Not that. That is, I'm not bothered. Okay, that will be an asset. Okay, that's okay. Asset. We have the capabilities. If we have the capabilities, we'll buy it. No problem. But question is that other, as I am telling you that the wall has two sides. We are seeing this side of the wall. What is other side of the wall? We are waiting to see that. Suppose it is hearsay that they have put condition that we have to buy your wheat from United States of America. It may be even one or two, even half almost the price could be the Ukraine wheat we are buying, because due to the freight, due to the price offered by them. On the other hand, cotton is so cheap from the neighboring countries. If you
Even
import
from
from Pakistan, it's too cheap. Freight, other side, the production cost, everything. If we are to buy, if it is there is a bindings, if we sign or agreed or are given consent by our negotiator, then it is not going to be a very healthy, that is for us, for trade.
Do you believe that these documents should be public?
But there is a condition that you cannot publish it. You cannot put it public. That is the NDA, non-disclosure agreement. If you sign, there is a saying that only Thailand has signed, but in other countries Bangladesh. So no other country has signed, even not India, not Pakistan, no other countries. If it is so, then it's not very I would say our position is not that very, I must say that it's not very comfortable. So if we sign at all, and what are these there, why we will not be knowing, why people will not be knowing these democratic norms. People have all the rights to know what is going on. You are signing on behalf of the people, and people have all the rights to know what is there.
Sir, it is really a big question right this
yes,
moment.
exactly.
People are asking to us also, writing
Yes,
to us
exactly.
also, but we don't have any answer. Let us look at the Russia-Ukraine war and the position of NATO and the United States. And today I want to say that Russia-Ukraine war is not a T20 match. It is not a even one-day match. It is a test match. Mr. Norman, President Trump has given Russia a deadline to accept ceasefire terms or face harsher sanctions, 100% on Russian business. Can such ultimatums effectively push Moscow toward peace, or could they provoke escalation? I mean, what is your speculation about the Putin's next move or respond, Mr. Norman?
Yes, it's very timely. I spoke to some of my colleagues over in Russia, and the word is they really don't care. Meaning, they are saying that our current administration says one thing and does another thing. So they are prepared to move forward. Is something a sanction? Okay, you give us a sanction. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to keep on moving and doing what we're doing. So the sanction is basically something more of a statement. The impact of it in terms of the Russian economy and how they do things is going to have very little effect.
So I want to add Shamsul Alam Pantho with this.
Instead of visiting such a decimated area, he should have provided aid. And of course, you know, there's a naval blockade of Gaza ever since 2007, if I'm not wrong. But using the same person to negotiate a deal between Russia and Ukraine and of course America, how much will that be successful is a matter of question. According to various media houses, we know that Benjamin Netanyahu is on the path of a conquest of the Gaza Strip. What he means by conquest is still far too early to understand, but it definitely involves a military takeover of the Strip. And of course, there's 60,000 plus casualties as well. But as far as the Russian escalation in Ukraine is concerned, we initially started this program and we reported saying that 20% of the Ukrainian territories are now under the siege of Russia military as well. But right now that number seems to be growing every day. And this war, it's a modern day usage of weapons that we also see. Drone warfare, we've seen even last week, a military centrifuge was caught into a big explosion from a drone strike as well. So these are the things that are happening on a daily basis. How much dialogue and diplomacy shall prevail in this matter is still a waiting game, especially that in September there is the UN General Assembly as well.
Sir, let's go to the expert. Major Imdad, you study on conflicts and wars, you writes on this subject, you speaks on this subject. I just want to do a very easy question to you, but I know answer would not be so short. What is the prospect you see the war between Russia and Ukraine in the soil of Europe?
Thank you very much. Though you said that question is very simple, but the answer will be very long. Yeah, must be. I believe that you have heard about the dead hand and also Medvedev's statement. And basing on that, how promptly the President of the United States of America, Trump, ordered his two main armament in his arsenal, that is two nuclear submarine to take position in an appropriate position, means that in and around Russia. So basing on that, actually, I was going through one of the this talk of John Bolton, who was earlier the National Security Advisor to this Trump, the United States president.
He's now criticizing a lot.
Not only criticize, he said that the president do not know how to use the naval force. He said it's very simple. He said that he do not know how to use the naval force. The president do not know, he said. But in actually, from the military point of view, it is that because United States of America is to think twice, thrice that Russia is having more nuclear warship, submarine than United States of America in that part of the world. Not only the whole in the arsenal, they have more. And what Medvedev said, how he so promptly reacted. Medvedev says the way NATO is reacting, NATO is advancing, NATO is provocating. So we will not remain in bound that we will only deploy our, you see that missile, supersonic or ballistic missile, whatever it is, it will be unbound. We will not keep within the bound, so we will go anywhere. Basing on that, this very quick reaction shown from the United States of America. So in retaliation, actually, as you asked me to give the longer version, so I am going to step in that. From the Vladivostok, China and Russia, within no time they have now it is going on, a joint exercise, sweeping and clearing the submarine. Targeting.
Allow me 30 seconds. Control, can you please bring Norman on the line, because I am sure Norman will counter Major Imdad. Major Imdad, go ahead.
May supplement also. Why you counter? It's a fact. What I am telling, Mr. Norman, I am depicting the real scenario. What is going on in Vladivostok, the China and Russia. It means that they are giving message to the President Trump that you are sending your submarine. We are ready to clear and target and identify and target and sweeping and clearing the submarine. Okay, please go ahead.
What would be your position from United States to face the China and Russia's joint exercise in Vladivostok?
Yes, it's very ironic. This is a strategic game that goes on all the time. So we position submarines in the region, okay? Russia and China creates a joint operations to also demonstrate that we have power. Russia has also moved certain the new hyper missiles closer to the United States. Matter of fact, close to Alaska.
Alaska, yes.
So we're playing this cat and mouse game between the two, showing that, okay, you do this, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have a countermeasure. So we're basically showing it's a cat and mouse game between the two parties. Okay, you show me this, I'm going to show you that. So that is what is going on. It's basically a strategic, a psychological game going on.
So he said, Norman says it's a psychological game and cat and mouse running. Mr. Shamsul Alam Pantha, how do you see this psychological game? Is it putting the entire world into danger and to some extent into Third World War?
Well, thank you, Mr. Kanchan, for your statement. Of course, we would actively try to avoid such a scenario like a World War III. But as we look at the news and as we analyze on our station almost every day, we understand that such military posturing does set off the entire globe in a shock. Definitely having nuclear submarines positioned at Russia, and with Russia's dead hand system, which let me elaborate, it is unmanned trigger point in which if the Russian mainland were ever to be attacked, it would not require human intervention. It would initially engage in any kind of retaliatory measures. So given the volatility of the situation currently, I would only see that dialogue should be prevalent before everything else. But if a war does break out, of course, the ramifications shall be implemented not only with the two countries that are engaging in such activities, but also the entire globe.
A good response, Mr. Norman. We just want to include Israel, Gaza and Iran issue right this moment, with famine looming in Gaza and calls for humanitarian corridors intensifying from the world leaders. My question to you, Norman, is what can the international community realistically do to enforce humanitarian access in conflict zones like Gaza, where Benjamin Netanyahu is determined not to allow this?
Yes, as of this morning, we had information showing that only 14% of the actual promised aid is getting in. Basically, looking at 86 trucks coming in when they need 600 trucks per day. Again, this is what we call engineering starvation, equates to genocide. So this is another form of warfare, and the world is watching. There will be more countries. My anticipation, there will be more countries that will isolate their dealings with Israel. So this is getting to a point where it's almost unacceptable, and the United Nations and other parts of the world will probably have to. Well, I'm not saying probably. We'll have to make some type of drastic actions.
Very strong narratives from you, Mr. Norman. I really appreciate your the way you brief the situation. As we have the military expert here, Iran and Israel nearly went to a full-scale war in June, with US strikes targeting Iran's nuclear facilities. But there is no bilateral or tripartite agreement between US, Iran and Israel. But ceasefire is going on. My question to you, are we witnessing a dangerous precedent of direct US invasion or military involvement in Middle East power rivalries?
Yeah, exactly. It was there because United States of America, on behalf of Israel, they have launched attack onto Iran, though they have the separate issue with the Iran to have a domination over Arabian Peninsula. United States will not like to see that Iran is reshaping. Instead of the United States of America, Iran is reshaping or dominating the Arabian Peninsula. So there must be United States interest, own interest. But the way when Iran and Israel was in war, United States in between jumped in. It's a very risky game. It's a very risky, I must maneuver for. Now is why it is happening. This ceasefire, temporary ceasefire, though it is not no agreement, written agreement is there. Because today's even one of the assessment of the embassies, I saw that it is their the system, that is air defense system, almost was going to be exhausted. And the way Iran was launching its ballistic and supersonic missiles onto the Israel to rescue Israel, United States of America has brokered this thing, this agreement. So this speaks that capabilities. In the meantime, this respite time, this in between, now Iran is equipping herself. Today I saw that they are almost installed the S-400. Simultaneously they are getting C-10 and other armament from the various sources. And they are rebuilding, re-equipping themselves. Simultaneously Israel also. So it is not going to be that easy for now for United States of America. And some people are saying by the time that Iran is undeclared and nuclear power by the time they got it, because they are all the enriched, you see that
uranium
already they have shifted. Their centrifuges they have shifted and they reassemble, they got it, everything they have, because now they are not under the supervision of you see the AIE, because they have miserably failed to protect Iran interests during the war. They unilaterally, Israel launched attack onto it, and United States of America, they were helpless. UN was helpless, world community was helpless, everyone. So Iran got the message, the how to protect by themselves. They are not very less smart people
sir,
than the United States of America. They are also smart
one very
people.
small question.
Yeah.
This is the first time in the history of 90 years in Middle East conflict with Israel, Iran is the only country been able to drop its missile bomb inside the soil of Israel. How do you see this capacity?
That is speaks, that given a signal not only to Israel, to the United States of America, because United States of America is by its all air defense system, they help. This is the truth, hard fact, they help Israel to stop in various ways in the throughout the Middle East. With some Middle East countries' help also, they tried to stop Iranian assault onto the Israel. But despite of that, you see, their missile, their supersonic missile, one after another, when it is hitting Haifa, it is having Tel Aviv, it is having military installation, it is having their research institution. They got the joke, they got the message. United States of America got the message that it is to be stopped. Otherwise, Israel was about to become helpless, because because you see that their dome was almost became ineffective. Their David sling was become helpless. Their Arrow 1-2 was intercepted by these Iranian missiles, the supersonic missiles. And now it is saying that they have, Iran by the time, today they are projecting from yesterday or day before yesterday, Khurram Shah 4. Khurram Shah 4 is such a thing, it can blind the all shots. So far available defense system, they can blind, can make blind. This Khurram Shah is having such a thing, they have this developed by themselves. Now question will come that whether United States of America will come forward. So that's President Trump says that in one of the questions put in the White House by a journalist from CNN, this United States is ready to attack again Iran if need be. Means still they are in illusion. But they have to consider that it's a strategic move Iran is having. Iran's foreign minister met with the Russian foreign minister. Iranian foreign minister went to China. So China and Russia here, they have their own strategic interest. If they see that Iran is going to be, helpless, then they will automatically do. So they want to have Iran very strong to face Israel and United States of America's assault, to prove the world that we need not to go forward. Iran is enough.
Every action has its own and opposite reactions.
Definitely.
Sir Isaac Newton, ladies and gentlemen, time has come to go for a short break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to connect again to Mr. Norman Floyd Varnes from Washington, D.C. This morning, I have been noticed many editorials and leading U.S. medias, especially Wall Street Journal, Washington Post and New York Times. Editorial says President Trump is making trading with partners difficult. President Trump is putting all allies aside. President Trump is creating the environment of a new war, new world order. This is the reflection of the American journalism. Mr. Norman, how do you see these editorials?
Yes, again, thank you for having me on. The current polls shows that the Trump administration approval rating overall has dropped. Obviously, it has dropped. It's somewhere hovering around 38 to 40% approval rating. And partially is due to what we just spoke about, tariffs, the ability to trade, to do business, even to the point, as I saw something this morning, actually last night, the State Department is proposing to charge visas, entry visas into the United States, charge with a $15,000 guarantee bond put on to anyone who wants to get a business or visa into the United States. My response to that is that we can expect the same thing happen for us when we want to travel overseas, and particularly doing business. That number is outrageous. It shows an example exactly how we are reflected in dealing with the rest of the world. The people are not happy. Now the business people are now seeing the crunch. They're seeing basically it's very difficult to act in the interest of the United States globally in terms of doing business. So there's challenges ahead. We have internal stuff, we're talking about the stuff that we're doing here with the government, the political parties. Now the business people, the global business is now being affected by this one person administration.
Mr. Norman Flood Barnes, thank you very much. I know you have the time limitations. It's almost morning in United States of America. Thank you again for your excellent contribution to our show. I really appreciate, sir.
Thank you.
Shamsul Alam Pantho, you have heard Norman, right? He's making everything difficult for his allies countries and opponent countries. He's making difficult for even the visa applicants. How do you see his moves in 7 months, 8 months? He's making everything complicated, difficult and hard to even enter into the United States of America.
It's a great pushback from the global order that we used to know, how globalization was the priority in connecting worlds, connecting different lands which are demarcated by human-made borders. Of course, Mr. Norman pointed out that if anyone from outside the United States is to establish a business related or registered in the Americas, it will now require a $15,000 bond before doing so. It is now has become, the administration and its running of its operation has now become a complete business scheme. Definitely an effective effect of having a businessman being holding the chair of POTUS, the President of the United States of America. Of course, as market demands and fluctuating supplies are there, this would obviously set back America in the global order and the global stage. Of course, right now America is dealing with multiple national crises. We have the immigrant population being deported. We've had higher education facilities like Harvard, Brown University, Ohio State universities as well. So these Ivy League institutions are also suffering at the helm of Donald Trump's practices. And as per recent, we've also seen how the Texas House had also moved to allow arrest warrants for Democrats who fled their states. Of course, as far as politics is concerned, this makes America a very undesirable place for foreign investment. If you look at Japan, their initial tariff set was above 25%. They got it down to 15%. But even Japan has concerns that America is such an old ally ever since 1945, the Second World War. How they are going to deal, or how the auto tariffs are going to follow through between the trade negotiations. Right now, the world remains volatile, very shaky environment, definitely pertaining to US. Yeah. But Mr. Norman was saying the businessmen are starting to get affected. Of course, we've seen Walmart coming out, lashing out at Donald Trump's practices of this tariff policy. And what it does is every consumer item in Walmart's shelves are now going to have a hefty price tag. And this will definitely decline Walmart's monthly revenue patterns as well.
Sir, just counter question. He has approved a big beautiful bill where yes, he has appreciated some tax cuts from the individual US citizens. Now he is putting individual US citizens to buy the product in a higher price. So how do you see this indirect tax imposing to the United States citizens?
He stopped US aid, something that was helping issues worldwide. Definitely US aid was helping the Rohingya issue as well in Bangladesh. But not only so, we see that consumers in America are now going to have a tough time purchasing items that was much easier to purchase in the last Joe Biden administration era. But a call in the general public of America is now looming to understand whether or not Donald Trump should face criticism from this judiciary as well. I'm pretty sure even on our show yesterday, Mr. Ali Ahmed had also said that if not now, maybe in the future days, he will have to face the blunt from the judiciary as well because of such decision making.
Yes, sir. Editorials also are indicating so. I want to come to Major Imdad. What is your speculation in one part, and what is your experience in last 8 months or 7 months of Donald Trump 2.0? He is just making everything, U-turn. And what is his policy? How to make America great again? Is it the way to make America great again, or his target is to make Donald Trump should be great again?
Thank you very much. Actually, you see that 8 months is a very long time to assess him. See, let's go first see this in last month, the way he behaved with the Zelensky regarding the Ukraine-Russia war, that he said that it's you have started this war and you this, that, immediately stop it. And by that he was forcing the Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, that we have provided you $300 billion and without any collateral, anything, any guarantee. But EU has given only this 100 billion. They have all the guarantees and this, that. Why from the so far we will be participating and this, that. I know Putin is a nice man, is going to be very soon. Within very short spell, you see the spell of time, what he did. He again, he's sending his submarine, he's sending his weaponry, he's sending this and tariffing each and every country wherever he is putting. So by virtue of that, doing all these things from economic side, actually people are now foreseeing, many people are very much concerned whether again the Great Depression of 1930 is coming down to the world for the economy. The way economy is going to face the sluggish move. If China is China is the production machine of the world at the moment. If somebody may just accept it or not accept it, but it's a hard fact. China is a production machine. India also contributing, Russia, and he said that Russia and India are the dead economy. How can be where 9% the growth is there? India is a very vibrant, whatever we have to accept it. So Russia is also having the amount of their natural resources. So I don't know how he is putting it, whether like during the corona time, whether he was not allowing American to have the that vaccination. For New York, so many people died due to the non-vaccination, non-immunity. He himself was not allowing himself to get the the vaccine. So these are some sorts of stubborn. And a president of the most powerful country in the world, if he behaved like this, very unpredictable.
All right. You said unpredictable.
Yeah.
I was preparing a question for Shamsul Alam Panthu. 15 years back, people used to call, or Western people used to call, Putin is a very unpredictable person. Then we have seen the rise of Xi Jinping of China. Western world says he is also very unpredictable person. Do you think Donald Trump is a predictable person, or he is another unpredictable person?
He's also another unpredictable person, but there's someone you also missed out, the Prime Minister or the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He's been steering this his country as someone who is unpredictable, as they seek to continue negotiations between Ukraine, Russia and war. So of course these leaders who have been helming their countries for so many years, they must understand the welfare of their own citizens before poking their nose into other affairs, international affairs. Of course you've seen America having dominance over the entire globe, but now we see an emerging China. Mr. Imdadul Islam said that the Chinese economy is the manufacturer of the entire globe. Absolutely. There is not a single artifact in the households of today where you will not find something that is made in China. So given that kind of precedent, United States should understand the role of China before imposing some embargoes or tariffs, which will definitely not only affect China's ability to export these items, but also the ability of countries such as Bangladesh, countries such as Cambodia, Malaysia and Singapore as well, regional partners of China in this region. they will also think otherwise in how they should procure to meet their demands in their own states as well.
Sir, one very different question.
Critical question.
Do you think world is witnessing the personal superiority or inferiority complex between the leaders?
You see that before I answer your question, one thing is that the world is now, people of world is knowing, you see that dead hand, supersonic, hypersonic, ballistic, nuclear, enrich, you see that your fuel and Khurram Shah, all these things are, people are more concerned. You see that where the world leaders are pushing the people. People are not even now thinking, considering the betterment, the welfare, humanitarian aspects of the people. You see, in Gaza is only one single. The Francisco, I thought that I will get chance to discuss on the Albanese, the report she has put before the world community. Still then how the world leaders are not bothered. She said that it's an economy of genocide. Almost all the corporate houses are involved in Palestine, killing the people and getting their profit. You see, so how can we say that this world now is turning to a scenario where only you can see that war and war and war, suffering and suffering and suffering, no welfare, no safety, no security. That hence means what? If all die.
A very direct question to you, as
please.
a soldier, as a writer, as an academic, do you believe war is a very lucrative and profitable business with acknowledgement by the world leaders?
Absolutely, it's a profitable business. That's why Francisco Albanese, the special rapporteur of UN Secretary General to Gaza, Palestine, she literally with material evidence, she put it.
Yes.
In the last 1 year, only in Gaza, 85,000, over 85,000 metric ton bomb only dropped, not the food grain. Remember, for the food grain, people lined up, they got killed. So demolishing the Gaza's infrastructure, the corporate, you see the business houses, they are profiting. They are capturing the, you see, orchard, olive garden. From there, making road, making housing, demolishing housing, bombing, supplying F-35, supplying this, you see that drone. From everywhere they are accruing their profit.
Sir, I think our international affairs commentator, he has interest on this, the profit margins of the arms manufacturing companies in United States, including Lockheed Martin. I think you have some data.
Well, the US budget for military expenditure is 1 trillion, greatest in the world, and from that we can say, I've mentioned earlier as well, 5 companies, military companies who are like arms producers in the US. When US supplies NATO, US supplies any country for that matter, any geopolitical arena, these 5 companies are once again initiated to create better technology, better warheads, better delivery mechanisms, and of course better technology in surveillance as well. So what this does is military profiteering. This is where we understand the America's budget for military expenditure, $1 trillion. It is the combined military budget of almost 9 other superpowers as well. This just shows us how America definitely has gains from conducting war zones not only in Gaza but across the entire hemisphere.
The discussion is going into high to the parameter, but I have to conclude the program because we are running out of time. One last question, sir. The current government of Bangladesh is especially trying to increase the foreign direct investment here, but the gateway we have, the first gateway is Dhaka International Airport, which is called Hazrat Shah Jalan International Airport. What is your opinion personally and the informations you receive from your friend circle or investors, how to develop this or what is the situation?
It's a key point installation, Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport. It is the gateway to Bangladesh and its culture, and I believe there is still yet to be more implemented decision making to make it look lucrative and generally accepted. Even this morning I was at Hazrat Shah Jalal, and the way that we have Bengalis queuing up at the entrance to the airport at the second floor, it still reminds me of how we are so backdated in comparison to countries like Singapore's Changi Airport, in comparison to Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur Airport. And not only so, are we hiring the right people on the job? It's a big question. Now, there's two departments in the airport. I'll tell you why. A general way of entry and there's a VIP. And why is there a VIP? If every citizen is same in the eyes of the administration, then the services at the airport is supposed to be standardized for all citizens. Hence, having no need for a VIP service. Every citizen should be served with honor, and this service itself at Hazrat Shah Jalal should be set into an international standard. We know that a new terminal has been built, regardless of who had built it.
So you are very
but it's not being utilized.
You are very dissatisfied on
Of
this.
course, it is not being utilized as much as we would like it. There's talk of 25 Boeing airplanes, but there's not a hangar of Bangladesh Biman to keep all these
Yeah, I got your
airplanes
point.
as well.
We have a frequent traveler here who travels very, very frequently around the globe and inside the country. Do you feel inferiority when you see the situation in airports and the handling process?
Sure, definitely. You see that after what he said, after 2, 3 years, 4 years even, this diaspora or whatever it is who is employed abroad, he is coming back with a lot of hope that he will, after so many times in his lifetime, he may be travel twice, thrice, 4 times. He is coming, and the way he is received, his reception, it is so horrible even yet, that he is to wait hours and hours when he is even to the belt to collect his luggages. He remained waiting and waiting. The gentleman who was given his you see that sweats abroad, and after that he is coming back and to his home, but it is not homely. It is not homely.
Sir,
His home is to be his homely.
People say face is the indicator of your mind.
Yes.
And in business, people say the national gateway is the indication of a national behavior.
Absolutely.
So we will have to give the high priority concentration on the airport issues, because people come to us and go from here. So we have to be the best services in the airport. We have to
many
ensure.
more queues supposed to be there, so people can line up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
many immigration
there are
points.
more issues to discuss, but as we are running out of time, today is the 5th of August, 1 year of what took place in the last year, and our next program will be definitely have lot of reports and discussions on that. I humbly invite you to keep tuning Satv to watch the next program. And today is 5th August is famous for another day. In 1962, one young man have been arrested in Cape Town who was in jail for 27 years. Later he came out. He was supposed to be a revengeful personality, but he became a symbol of peace. I am talking about Madiba. I am talking about Nelson Mandela. So he turned his anger into love. Today is his arrest day. World is celebrating. Our love and greetings for him too. I will see you tomorrow.